Hey, beautiful people. This is Lindy Ford, registered dietitian, licensed nutritionist, and nutrition detective. So this is the very last gut health video. Now, this is not the end of our gut health journey as far as obtaining optimal gut health. Really, that's a lifetime pursuit, and I hope that you take that very seriously and that you get real enthusiastic about optimizing your gut. But this is the last video in this series, and I don't even know how many I did, for crying out loud. I think it was about 6. So we talked before about why do we want to optimize our guts? Why is it important? Well, because there's so many different conditions that are related to our gut. Remember, IBS, diverticulitis, IBD, so many things that are affecting us. But also, what we didn't know was that it had a lot to do with our weight control and a lot with our mood and immunity, of course. So it's much more important than we ever thought. So this is the last one in that series. And remember, before we had steps, okay? So we already took 3 of those steps. The first one was to we removed processed foods and yeast and bacteria, and we reduce our intake of prescription and over-the-counter medication, as well as reducing stress. We're never getting rid of stress, folks, right? But we can reduce it. And then the second step was to restore, adding back some good nutrients for digestion, and then re-inoculate was the third step, the last video that we did, and that is with fermented foods. Remember, I talked about them, I showed them to you, so go back and watch that if you didn't see it, but also with high quality probiotics. And that does not mean something that you are going to get at a drugstore or any other type of store other than a health food store. In this last video, we're going to talk about repair, and this is probably the most exciting part of this, and something that everybody can do pretty easily. And we repair our guts because most of us are walking around with suboptimal guts. I know I was at one time, and so many of us, I would say good 80% of the population has something called leaky gut, which really is intestinal permeability. What is that? So that is when the small intestine lining is not where it should be. It should be very tight. The junctures should be tight. They get permeable, and that allows for toxins and proteins that come through that shouldn't be coming through into the bloodstream. And then what happens, honestly and truly, is that we are not absorbing well. We don't absorb the nutrients, and we don't take in the vitamins and mostly the minerals that we need. So we have to repair that. Couple of the best ways of doing that, first, is through supplementation. Remember, I talked about digestive enzymes. Well, here's a disclaimer. You really do need to talk to a health professional before starting any kind of supplementation program. But the one that I love, the one that I use pretty much daily in my practice, is an amino acid called L-Glutamine. L-Glutamine rocks. I mean, it is totally amazing. L-Glutamine actually helps with that leaky gut problem. It balances the mucus production, it heals the intestinal permeability, and it promotes digestive health. You're going to love you some L-Glutamine. Now, the dosage is dependent on the condition that you have, so you do need to talk to somebody who understands L-Glutamine. But the other thing about L-Glutamine is that it's a precursor to GABA. GABA is a feel-good, zen kind of neurotransmitter in our brains. So it kind of calms your moods, and it helps you in that way as well. You can also get it through some foods like bone broth and turkey and grass-fed beef and spirulina, wild-caught seafood, and Chinese cabbage, and those kind of foods are teeming with L-Glutamine. So you're going to want to get yourself some. It's pretty amazing, and you're going to want to stock up on those types of foods. So the other thing is prebiotics. Now, what in the world is a prebiotic, right? We talked about probiotics. Prebiotics are like the food of the probiotic. It's what the probiotic feeds on. It's just going to supercharge whatever probiotic activity. Remember, we talked about the fermented foods having lots of probiotics themselves. Well, you're going to want to optimize what they're doing so that they more efficiently work for you. So they are just fibrous foods that are, and pretty much most vegetables are going to be a prebiotic food, but there's some that have even more supercharged prebiotic activity for your body. And I'm just going to go through a couple of them. Now, I got to say something right here and right now. I get a lot of picky people coming into my office, and I love everybody and I help a lot of people. But if you're real picky and you just can't eat anything that's going to help your GI tract, well, you're kind of out of luck in a lot of ways. So here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. If I had leaky gut, or if I had GI issues, or if I had a weight issue or mood issues, I don't care what you give me. I don't care if I don't like the taste of it. I'm going to take it because it's good medicine. These prebiotic foods are good medicine for your gut. So I guess what I'm trying to say in a nice way, and I'm not trying to be offensive here, folks, but sometimes we just need to pull on our big boy and girl pants and just deal with it and eat the good foods. And, you know, sometimes when you hear a 40-year-old say, I just could never eat an onion, or I could never eat a piece of broccoli, that makes me a little bit sad. So honestly and truly, just eat them, whether you like them or not, okay? And you might grow, your taste buds, hey, they might grow up a little bit. That might be an amazing thing that will happen. And that's what's happened to me as well. So the first thing are artichokes, or specifically Jerusalem artichokes. You can get them in pretty much any store. I like them jarred, you know, and you can get them fresh. It doesn't matter. Put them in salads. They're great in salads. I try to put artichokes in my salads as much as I can. The other thing is raw dandelion greens. I know you're thinking, really, Lindy, really raw, but you can get those in salad mixes, so you don't have to eat just dandelion greens. You eat them with other greens in a salad. And then there's raw garlic, and you can put that in a salad. Yeah, raw garlic. Of course, garlic in all forms. Great for blood pressure, great for a lot of different things that ail you, and lipids and all that. But the raw have the most prebiotic food in them. The other thing is raw or cooked onions. Just put them in everything. That's what I say. Just put onions in just about everything. Put them in ice cream. Put them in everything. Raw leeks, raw asparagus. I like asparagus fermented. You can get them. Sometimes I see them at these country fairs. People will have them in the jars already, pickled or fermented, no sugar. I love asparagus that way, and I always buy it. Then underripe bananas. I know that doesn't sound appealing. I know, but you know, putting them in a smoothie, you're never going to taste that. It would be really good. Jicama. Anybody know anything about jicama? I love me some jicama. Trader Joe's actually already has it all cut up for you. You can get it in the refrigerated section. I buy it all the time. It is such a great snack. Some people call it like a Mexican potato, but it has such a great taste, and it's such a great snack, and it's a great prebiotic food. So even though we've come to the end of our gut health journey with these videos, again, I would just say go back over all the videos, try to incorporate all these things a little bit at a time. Your gut is going to thank you. Your mood is going to thank you. Your weight is going to thank you. You're just going to be just a happier camper, I'm going to tell you right now. So thank you so much for watching today. And the next video, I just want to tell you, it's going to be a fun video. I'm just going to show you my favorite things, my favorite foods, things that I use every single day that may help you and benefit your health. So thanks for watching. This is Lindy Ford. Please follow me on YouTube and Twitter. And just know that everybody deserves to be optimally healthy.